Hi everybody, this is Christine Espinoza with Remax. I'm doing one of my community video series interviews today, and I'm super excited to be here at Desert Canyon Middle School with Mrs. Campa. She's a 7th grade teacher, and she has a really super cool program that is offered as an elective here for the students called an aviation program. So Mrs. Campa, thank you so much for letting me interview you today.
Thank you for having me.
Can you tell us a little bit about the aviation program that you have going on?
Yes, it's an elective class that encompasses the whole semester, and we developed it last year, so this is our second year, and it keeps growing. With aviation, it's something that's dear to my heart. I'm a pilot, and my entire family is a pilot. So my mother's a pilot, my father's a pilot, my son is an F-18 fighter pilot for the Marines, and then my younger son is also working on building his hours, becoming a commercial airline pilot. So it's something I've done all of my life. I got my license when I was 17 years old.
Wow.
So it's just something I wanted to share with my students here.
That's great, and you can obviously really speak from experience. That's so cool. And your son is a fighter pilot right now, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, he is.
Wow, that's awesome. So tell us how this is part of the STEM program here at Desert Canyon.
Yes, it's because of STEM. We have science, engineering, technology, and math. It pulls in all of those areas, and what we're trying to do is just immerse our students in the STEM, because that's where 83% of their jobs are going to be when they go out into the workforce. And so it's really important we prepare them for it, and so they can be competitive in our world.
Right. So you don't just learn about airplanes and jets. I hear that you also learn about hot air balloons.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
Yes, parachutes. We work with paper airplanes and designing the best design for the longest, and then I am able to also teach them about the different components of an airplane. We get into bottle rockets, where we're taking soda bottles and filling them up with pressurized water and air and launching them so that we can see what type of fin and nose cone design is the best to get the most height.
My kids would love that.
We have drone day, so we all bring in our drones and we go
that's so
outside
cool.
and work with the drones. So we bring in the robotic piece to it, the technology that goes behind it, and then we weave in a lot of those principles, Newton's law.
That's great.
And then we move into Bernoulli's laws too. So we go into the basic flight. The other things we go into is airports and how they're laid out, and the way the facility is and how to maintain an airport. We go into airspace and then actually get to listen to air traffic controllers. So I tune in an air traffic control airport and the ATC, and they're able to hear the airliners talk to approach control and departure control. And so they get to then learn the lingo. So they have to learn the aviation alphabet, and
I didn't even know there was an aviation alphabet.
so we can keep our letters straight, because
Right.
sometimes B and D can sound similar. So they learn the 3-letter codes for airports. So we look at airports, and at the back of the room they had to build 3-dimensional replicas of an airport. They got to choose what airport they wanted to do, and then they had to do the runways, the taxiways. They had to have the tower. Some of them have lights, some of them are very intricate. So they had to take an actual approach plate and look at how the airport was laid out, the runways. They had to look at how the runways are labeled, because there's certain markers on it and thresholds and so forth.
Very cool. Can you tell us about this? This is your flight simulator.
Yes, this is my homemade flight simulator. It's ancient, but it still accomplishes a lot, and the kids enjoy it. We're hoping to get something more modern and move into flight simulators. But with this, they are able to get that idea of the motion that it can make, where they have to be able to pull up and pull down
I
and
turned the
over to
power
the
off.
side.
Sorry.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah.
The light was still on, so I thought maybe it's not working.
So one thing, I'll let you show everyone how this works, but one thing that Ms. Campa is really wanting is to get one of the up-to-date flight simulators, which would be super cool, and the kids can feel what it's like to actually be flying a plane. And she's raising money for this because this is a program that no other school has, and she's trying to get together. She can get $2,000 together, then she can get a real flight simulator here in the classroom. If you are interested or know anyone who's interested who could help out, please get in touch with Mrs. Campa at Desert Canyon Middle School. But I'll let you get back to showing us how this one
yeah.
works.
Hopefully it's on. There it goes. So a lot of times they're just used to turning on their bicycles, but they're not used to having the different attitudes that an airplane can have. And so I am able to show them what yaw is,
Let's
what
make sure we can
pitch.
hear you.
Oh, what yaw is and what pitch is. They're also able to see where the aileron assists, and then the rudder also assists with the pedals, where we're able to actually use the pedals. So they get a lot of fun out of doing that, but I think that they would benefit so much more from having a flight simulator and having that actual training. A lot of training that goes into being a pilot is done in a flight simulator. I was fortunate enough in Meridian, Mississippi to be able to get in an F-18 flight simulator, and the realism of that is just amazing. And so to me, to be able to bring that to our middle schoolers, to plant that seed of their passion, may it be being a pilot, may it be being an air traffic controller, may it be maintenance, we have such a need. In the next 12 years, there's going to be almost 12,000 or 24,000 jobs that are going to become available for airline pilots. There's a real void right now, and all the airlines are very worried, and so they're trying to get programs going and to feed into that supply that they're going to need of good pilots.
So for your classroom, one thing that Ms. Campa likes to do is have people come in and talk to the class. So if you know if you're a pilot, if you know a pilot or someone in the aviation industry and you'd like to be a guest speaker, let her know, because it's always great to have someone come in and talk about real life experience. Is there anything else you wanted to share before we leave?
No, I think that really encompasses all of it. I just think it's really important that that they realize that aviation is not just pilots, that it is just has a huge vastness to it, and that we prepare our students for the future and let them know that math and science and technology and engineering is so important, and it's fun.
It is fun, and how lucky are we to have a teacher who is so passionate about what she's talking about, because that makes it fun for the kids too. So Ms. Campa, thank you so much.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
And if you have any interest, give the school a call, ask for Mrs. Campa. And this is Christine Espinoza with RE/MAX. My number is 602-989-7492. Thanks.